prices continue to slip. We don't evidently, haven't evidently seen the bottom yet. And this has opened up an enormous revenue shortfall in terms of the Alberta government's budget, quantified for next year as $6 to $7 billion, $5 billion the year after that, $5 billion the year after that if we don't take action. And so, clearly that involves belt tightening on the part of the government and a series of measures that we're currently working on. It clearly will also, require us to be fiscally responsible in other ways. And so we'll make those decisions. We have a budget committee that's working hard at it. Once we've made the decisions, I think we can better answer the question of taking it to Alberta. This is the most significant public financial circumstance that we've seen in this province in a generation. And it also has a different origin than low prices we have seen in the past. I mean, this is a low price environment that's going to continue for a period of time. It's not a normal commodity cycle. And so the experts we speak to are telling us, don't think of this as happening for a single year, that it will be several years, and it will have implications on the budget of Alberta for probably the current fiscal year and 3 additional years. So I'm of the view that Albertans do not want a sales tax, but I welcome the view of people in this province who think differently. And so, it's important as we deal with this, the financial circumstances that we're in, that we have a frank and honest discussion amongst people in this province about the solutions. And I don't intend going into that discussion to constrain or curtail or shorten that discussion. I want to hear what people think. It's a problem for all of us. We got into this together. We're only going to get out of it together. And so I want to know what people feel. I'm not embracing any sales tax, let's be clear. I've simply said that I want to hear what Albertans think about cost containment, about deficits, and about revenue increments to the government. And certainly there are people who have views about sales tax, and I welcome their opinions.
So in general,
there has been cost pressures in Alberta, and it's resulted in wage settlements which are higher than elsewhere in Canada. This is well known in public circles across the country, that Alberta wages are higher than elsewhere. I'm not getting into dissecting how we ended up where we are. I simply make the point that we need to work together with our partners, and I see teachers and nurses and doctors and civil servants as partners in dealing with all this. We need to work together in a fiscally constrained environment to address those realities. And it's not realistic to think that we can deal with a $6 to $7 billion hole in the Alberta government's finances without dealing across the board with all elements of our expenditures. And if you take education as an example, I just use it because I'm familiar with the numbers. 77% of the public expenditures on education are direct payments in the form of wages. Election is a possibility, but firstly, we have to develop a fiscal plan. We have to consult with Albertans about what they think is best, and then at the end of the day, we'll assess where we are.